Hello, hello, hello. It's me again. This is Road Talk with Amira. And we have our special guest again, Jason, back. Um, Here you go.
Hello, hello. How y'all doing today? I got something to get off my chest. The relationship with kids and their mothers. I say their mothers, maybe I should say fathers too, because maybe Amira want to, explain that part or their point of view. But from my point of view, man, listen, I do everything for my son that I could possibly do. And I want to do it as a third party and not tell you it's about me or my son, but I can't do nothing but be real in this situation. Listen, I do everything under the sun for my son. But the relationship between me and his mother is not cool. I try to reason with her. I try to make amends with her. I try to help her just so I can have that situation with my son, and nothing works. What do I do? You know what I mean? What am I supposed to do? You know what I mean? I don't know. Like, you could pay all the child support in the world. You can still do other things, and she still would say, I do nothing for him. And everybody knows that's a bald-faced lie. She even been in a situation to where she was talking so bad about me to where her friends had to ask her, if Jason is not doing nothing for his child, why is his son over there all the time? I do everything for my son. I'm just trying to understand, how do you reach the bitter, whatever she is, baby mama, when all you want to do is do the right thing for your child? You got something to put on that?
Well, I think a lot of like single mothers are just angry, but you chose to have a child with this man. And I think as some people are never going to change. So you may as well learn how to deal with it to where it's not upsetting you or, having drama. Probably keep talking to a minimum because you already know if this person is, how old is your son?
He's 9.
9. So this has probably been going on for how many years?
Over
9 years. So that's not going to change. And some people are just like we talked about, some people have mental illness or their personality is so set that they're not going to change.
She's bipolar, I believe.
Well,
I think she's never been diagnosed. I wish I had my mental
and she could be. A lot of people do have undiagnosed mental illness.
And
but
I ain't even trying to talk about, I don't even want to beat her up, with conversation and say that she's a bad person.
It's not going to help no way.
Time, it's like, right, at the same time, I'm like, okay, so I try so hard. What is the issue? She should be, I feel like at times, not that I'm looking for anything from her, but at times I feel like she should be like, and she does. She will say, you know what, you've been doing okay. But then she'll turn around and forget she said that. And then tomorrow, she's like, you don't do nothing for your son. You just told me I was okay yesterday.
See, that's something that's
you
not
know what I mean?
connecting.
And not that, yeah. And my whole thing is this. I have multiple kids. I have 3. My oldest daughters. Okay, the reality is I was not there for them. I was a thug. I was in the streets. I was in the penitentiary. But when it came to my son, not saying that I was waiting on the boy to be right. Just when I had him, I knew that I did not want to make the same mistake I made with my daughters. They 23 and 27. I did not want to make the same mistake with my son. So my whole thing with my son was to always be there. And I was. His grandma would buy him stuff and I would pay her back. But that gave his mama a chance to say, you never done nothing because my mama bought it. Like she don't even realize I was paying her back. And it's like everything that I did, like I do everything for my son. I've been paying his grandma back for years. Even his grandma would say, yeah, he's been paying me. Sometimes she'll say no. Regardless of the case, I love my son. I'll do anything for him.
Some people are just messed up with the way they think, men and women. You know, they're immature, childish. A lot of that is immaturity, and like I said, if you don't have it by now, you may as well just try to keep drama down into a low.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, you know, I try to, but I help her when I don't need to because I love my son.
You should.
And he loves his mother.
Right.
So I try to love the people that he loves and try to do what I can for them, even though they may not have my best interests at heart. You know, I try to, and he still, like right now, he called himself being mad based off of the shit that they told him.
And that's going to happen a lot because she's always keeping up the drama, and so that's going to happen a lot probably. You just have to push through it.
I mean, that's the only choice I have. But hey, gentlemen, listen. I still say this: being mad at her, and you know, it takes more than listen. I pay $3 something for my son a month. I know it takes more than that to raise him. Just because I'm mad at his mama does not mean I'm not going to still do other things for my child. I try to explain that to men now because everybody, even women, even the older women and men, they will say, oh, if they put you on child support, that's what you pay them. No, it takes more than that. Some men might actually pay more than what the freak they have to pay. Okay, I can understand that. But $3 something a month is not enough to raise my child. It's not enough to raise my child. And even though his mama can be, okay, I'm going to be frank. Even though his mama can be a bitch sometimes, I still do what I can outside of child support to raise him. Even though I don't get no credit, I just learned to not look for credit from her. You know, she doesn't give it to me. It doesn't matter. I still do what I have to do or what I can do for my child. Now, sometimes I don't have it. That's why she would talk shit. Sometimes I got it and I still would do it. And then I would realize what she's doing it for. Because I asked the question earlier to my ex and a friend of mine because I was telling him about his baby mama, right? So we had the conversation, and then when I put my ex on my phone, my ex gave another perspective. She was like, I think that Jason does too much for his child because he does things for the mama that he doesn't have to do that has nothing to do with the child. That's true. That's true. I have to decipher in between the bullshit of what I need to do and what I don't need to do. You know what I mean? But I love my son. So that makes me do things for his mama that I don't want to do. But I will never be with his mama again. Never. I don't want her. I don't want her in no way possible.
And that's what another thing you should, before we out here having kids with people that we don't really get to know.
People do not understand. I finally get it now. I finally get it when the old people used to say, be careful who you have a kid by. Make sure you understand who it is before you get them. Like, I understand that now. Because I would have never, listen, I got her pregnant twice. So really, literally, I would have had 2 kids by her. Why? I swear to God, why? And I'm not trying to beat her up. Let me back up. You know what I'm saying? Right. You know what I'm saying? Let me clarify. I'm just saying, like, everything is different about us. The way she was raised, everything is different, you know, so that's how I'm saying it. I ain't trying to beat her up all the time about everything, you know what I mean? It's just everything is different. She is not my type. So why did I get her pregnant twice? What is the purpose of that?
I think that's our culture, too.
Yeah.
We out here having sex and no protection
and not even knowing the people that we having it with. Yeah, and then the babies is here. And now we got a baby by somebody that we ain't got no compatibility with at all. Like, right. This is not the person you're supposed to be with. This is not the person you want to be with. Yeah.
And that's what we need to teach our young men and our young ladies.
It needs to be not taught, but just pounded in the brain.
Right.
Like, because people said it to me. I could go back. Ben, I remember, I can't help but to be honest. I hope this don't get me in trouble. But I got an uncle that's a great uncle that's, I'm going to be careful how I say things. Let's just put it this way. I did not think that he needed to be giving me relationship advice.
Yeah.
But he gave me some real ass advice. Mm-hmm. Real ass advice. And I did not listen because I'm like, how can you give me advice about being with a woman if I don't think you ever been with one? Yes. He said these women would get you in trouble one way or the other. One way or the other. And I'm like, how can you tell me that if I ain't ever seen you with a woman? Guess what? They got me in trouble. So I got to go back. Like, I still haven't told him this, that. I probably need to tell him this thing. You know what, you was right. I apologize because I did not listen. You was telling me, I did not listen because I didn't think you had a way to even possibly explain this to me, but you did. You know, women will get you in trouble one way or the other. And they did.
Not all women. But
Not all women. Yeah, of course. Not all women. Uh-oh, here goes trouble. But anyway, yeah, when it comes to relationships, man, I thought that was crazy. When I finally wanted to step up and be a man and have a child and be there and all that, the type of woman I had him by and what I'm going through in the process. It's like the baby mama from hell. And no, I'm not saying that she's not growing up and maturing, and so am I. You know what I mean? I'm just saying that still in the process.
okay.
Look, I'm trying to commend her. You look at me. Right. You know what I'm dealing with. You know what I'm saying? And she doesn't even know it. Like, I remember I was working at the District Biscuit House. Chef Guru, Tech Nine's little brother. And he heard all these stories of me telling about my baby mama. And he said, man, you tripping, man. She is not that bad. She came to eat there once. I paid for her to come eat there. And the first words come out of her mouth, he looked at me like this in front of her. Like, nigga, I understand now. Like, all it took was her to talk a few times, and now he understood what I was dealing with. Like, he got it. That was all he needed. Right. Like, he looked at me like, I get it now. Like, you was telling the truth. I get it. And I'm not trying to paint a bad picture. I promise you I'm not, man, because I don't want nobody.
If you're telling the truth.
Yeah. I don't want nobody to, her friends and everybody knows her. And they know who I'm talking about. And and I don't want, it's going to be some backlash, but it is what it is, You know what I mean? Yeah. I love her mother to death, but I think her mother's at fault too. Because she allowed her to have this type of personality and attitude. Yeah. But her mother matured so much to where she believes at times that her daughter's wrong. But then again, she still will go back and cater to her daughter, So I believe it's a lot of different situations, but it is what it is, And, y'all see us getting along. Y'all might see us at the store together or something like that, but we are never together. I'll never be with her. It'll never happen again.
Does she want to be back with you?
I thought that she did. I don't want to say she did, actually. She made some conversations, some situations when I lived there and all that. And I just totally ignored it. And then when I ignored it, it was like I was able to sleep in my son's bed in her room. And then the bed ended up being in the living room. You know what I'm saying? So it was a situation because I ignored what I thought was advances or situations where she was like, oh, I need this done, and I just ignored it. So when I didn't pay attention to it, and then when we had a conversation where I made sure she understood I would never mess with her again, and then I was sleeping in the living room, and then I had to go at that point. So I don't know how she felt. She might tell people that, I ain't never want to fuck with that nigga.
You would think after 9 years, though, that people could have like a normal communication and co-parenting relationship.
We could be cool, but it always result to bullshit with her.
And that's a
because it's always some shit that she want. If she doesn't get it, see, people don't understand. Everybody does not get what they want. The mother doesn't always get what she want. That's bullshit. If you think the mother can get what she want because she's the mother, that's bullshit. She's not gonna always get what she want.
No, nobody.
And that's what I'm trying to explain to her, and that's what I'm trying to break down for her. I'll do anything for you, as long as you're single or whatever. I ain't got no problem with doing weird things for you. I even put my relationships in jeopardy because the love of my life was Janala. When I was with Janala, I'm doing things for her, and Janala's telling me not to. But I'm still doing extra shit. And Janala's like, I feel like you still love her. She changed all that. She really understands, who I am now. Janala does, But at the same time, in the beginning, it was like, why are you doing this extra shit, for her? And I just would do it. You know, I don't know who she with or what she got going on. But to me, I tell her, if you're not in a relationship with somebody where I can visibly see this, I would do whatever I can to try to help you because you're my son's mother.
Right.
You know what I mean? I ain't got no problem with it. I never get credit for it. Never. I never hear her publicly give me credit for anything.
Well, it sounds like she's not ever going to either. So.
She won't. I literally have to not look for it. I feel like it should happen, but of course it's not. You see what I'm saying? It'll never happen. You know what I mean? Yeah. But it is what it is, you know, and I'll invite her to the podcast so she can speak her mind about it. You know, she might have a whole nother conversation about the situation.
Child's mother?
Yeah. She might have some whole other shit. Only reason why I do that, you know, I understand. The only reason why I would do that is because I want the second voice to be heard too, so people can understand. Because I guarantee you, she's gonna incriminate herself. She's gonna do something that, you know,
or just straight up lie.
Yeah, right. She can do that too. But I feel like the people would know. You know what I mean? I don't want the people to understand that I'm just beating her up or nothing like that. I don't want to do that. I just want to speak some real shit. You got me on this podcast shit. And I want people to understand that I'm being honest when I speak about things. And if I'm speaking about her, it's only right that I invite her to it. So Cornelia Kendrick, yeah, you know who I'm talking about. I would invite you to the podcast the next time so we can speak about it again together or whatever the case may be. And we can try to have our own perspectives about relationships. Matter of fact, I even let you do most of the talking the next time. You know. But, you know, it is what it is, you know, because since I put it out there like that, because people know who I'm talking about. Yeah. You know, and I'm not talking about I got my daughter's mothers, you know, and but they're grown and it's a done with situation. I can involve them in what happened or whatever, what I went through, but really the reality is I was wrong with both of them. I was not wrong with my son. Y'all got to understand, I was not wrong with my son. You got to understand something. Think about it. If I fucked up with my daughters, how would I fuck up with my son? I was not about to do it a third time.
Yeah. Some people don't learn, and they continue to keep having children, and
right, and we never get the case. Yeah, yeah.
Don't pay child support.
The biggest thing was explaining to my sons the reason why his sisters may have felt some kind of way about contacting him because of me. So I'm explaining to him that his sisters may be upset with me because of how I was there for them and how I'm there for him, and I wasn't there for them. And he was like, "But you're a good daddy. What are you talking about?" Like he did not get it. Yeah. He did not get it. And I was like, that was big for me. Like, what? He's telling me I was such a great father that, you know, he don't get what my sisters are seeing. Yeah.
For them.
No, I'm like, no, you really need to talk to your sisters. You really need to, let me make sure. And that's what I did. And I talked to my oldest daughter and I was like, listen, I know you mad at me, but please don't take it out on your brother because he thinks that I'm the best father ever. He needs to talk to you. I need you to be real and honest with him about everything. Because he might get it from you. He ain't going to get it from me. You know what I mean?
He's still young. That might be a conversation for when he gets older.
Yeah, because he sees me when he wants to. He makes it happen. He act the fool to see me. You know what I mean? He does that. Mm-hmm. You know, he'll get to the point he want to see me. He'll act the fool until his mama brings him to me. Then his mama be talking about, you know, hey, yeah, you need to spend some time with your son. I've been telling you that the whole time. You don't listen to me, you listen to him, dog. But you know.
How old is his mother?
Okay, so she is like 11 and a half, 12 years younger than me. She is like 33, 34. Yeah. And here I am, 46. So that makes a difference too, man. Be careful who you have babies by. If you're going to date younger, wear a condom. That's my recommendation.
And people should be getting married.
Yeah,
because what you're creating is
I agree with that.
Separate homes where you can't spend time with your child. You're not in their daily rearing of them to make.
That's so true. And look, I got some shit for you. I got 3 kids by 3 different women. Yeah. I thought that shit was cool till about 30-something years old. And I realized
that's not cool.
Wait a minute, this is not cool. Like, to me, it was cool. So, like, yeah, I got 3 women pregnant. You know, I got 3
can't be
kids.
in 3 houses.
Man, the personalities. Black women, listen, I love black women. Don't get me twisted. I love black women. But I would much rather deal with 1 personality than 3. I thought there was some, like, I got a cousin. He was just as a pretty boy as I was. But he was so much conceited that he was a little bit to himself. You know what I mean? So he got 1 woman, 3 kids by 1 woman. Me, I got 3 kids by 3 different women. I envy him now. Like, God damn, you got 1 woman to deal with. I got 3.
Right.
Like, I'm looking at him like I got to look up to him. He's younger than me about a year. I look up to him like, cuz I look up to you. You know who I'm talking about. I look up to you. Because it's like, damn, what was I thinking? He's smart. I thought I was a smart one because I'm like, yeah, I got 3 kids right there. This nigga got all by the same woman. What's wrong with him? Now I'm looking at him like, nigga. And then he got the nerve to, I'm going to be all frank. And he probably get mad at me, but I ain't going to say no names. He done got a vasectomy because he don't want no more kids.
And that's good.
I'm like,
a choice.
So when he got the vasectomy, I talked about him then. So when my son came along, I'm like, okay, so what exactly did you do? Like, tell me the process again with this vasectomy.
One of the people I used to date, he got a vasectomy. He said he's not having no more kids.
Man, that's how he was,
yeah. He has kids by 1, 2 different women. And he pays child support too. Yeah, he's my age, and he has like a 5-year-old or something. Oh yeah, so he done started all the way back over.
That's me, but my son, like, what? And you know, and I will. Maybe I created my baby mama's anger. I don't know. I will say this because
at some point she had to get over that.
Yeah. Because
it'll take 9 years.
When she was pregnant, I was confused the whole pregnancy. How you got a baby by me? Because when she lost the first child, she got on a pill or something. Something happened. I went to jail for a couple of months. All of a sudden, I get out of jail. She picks me up. She's not on the pill no more. I don't remember her telling me this. She claims she told me this. You know what I mean? Yeah, of course. Niggas only hear what they want to hear. You know what I'm saying? Till it's too late. So all of a sudden, she's not on the pill no more, and she's pregnant instantly. But I know she was dating a nigga before I got out of jail. So I'm trying to understand how you got a baby by me about to come. Like, what's going on? The whole 10 months she was pregnant. And see, you know, people think it's 9 months. No, it's actually 10 months. You got to get them weeks in between and all that. It's actually 10 months. And, like, I'm asking doctors, the midwife, everything, questions, trying to see if this baby is I'm trying to see. And she dealt with all this shit. I was giving, like, and I wasn't hiding it. I'm like, okay, you sure it's my baby, you know? Yeah. And then I'm asking her midwife and all this when I go to the appointments and shit about dates and stuff. And she dealt with all this. And then even when my son was pushed out, she was like, they about to get the placenta and all that. You want to test it now? And at that point, I was like, nah, I'm cool. I probably should have said yeah, but seeing my son come out and then her going through what she went through, I was like, no. You know, but she did give me the opportunity. I will give her that credit for that. She's a realist. She's an honest person as far as being honest with me about a lot of things that happen. You know, I don't want to paint a totally bad picture about her. She's just younger and she got a whole different way of thinking, and that's it. This is it. You know, we not in the same category. We should have never had a baby together. Man, if you ain't vibing with somebody, if you ain't in that same situation with somebody or something, you don't need to bring a life into the world,
yeah, a whole nother
with somebody that you ain't even vibing with. It's not going to be good. Yeah.
Responsibilities.
Man, it's a lot of shit that will go on. You try to raise your child one way, they try to raise him another way.
Yeah.
I'm telling him about the reality of snitching, and they telling him snitching is telling anything. Me is not telling everything. If you're not in the dope game, you can tell who killed the person down the street. Right. But if you out here killing motherfuckers too, you can't tell who killed the person down the street. That's where I think a snitching come from. If you're not in the game, but you see it happen, tell it. Now, don't tell him that. What? We see, that's the difference in how we grew up, and that's the difference in how life is for them and me.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, you need to speak it.
That's why you need to be careful who you have kids with.
Yes.
Get married first. That's my thing. You should be getting married first.
That's very
That way
important.
you have a commitment. You have a life with somebody. Not just sex with somebody. A life with
sex
somebody.
and babies and all that is not the same as vibing, being married, or
Having a life
committing to, yeah. And I'm going to get off the baby mama. I'm going to try to come up with somebody else to talk about. Because she probably going to have an issue with this when she hear this podcast. Because I'm going to make sure it's out there on all platforms and I share it and everybody share it or whatever. Because, it's just some real talk with
just talking about life.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, so the key factors: get married first, get to know people first, stop having kids and you have no intentions of being with this person. So she raising baby by herself, you over here trying to create some more babies, and who suffers? The children, the babies suffer.
Because we got a whole bunch of kids out here, motherless, fatherless, mentally ill,
single mother, and the woman brings a part in raising a child, and the father brings a part. It's supposed to be balanced. That's why some of our kids are crazy now too, out of balance. They got all this feminine energy, and they don't get no male energy
because the male's not there.
Correct.
There's a lot of males not there.
Right.
And I'm trying to stop that if I can help it. I could be, as long as I'm single, I'll be the stepfather to many children, but I want to make sure I carry my own.
Right.
But at the same time, I have no problem with being a stepfather or the father figure or whatever you want to call me in a situation with other children too, because I know that we are lacking in the community. I will say that. First and foremost, I understand that the male is missing.
And a lot of our young black men are dead. So
dead or in jail.
Their father's gone.
Might as well be dead
they don't even have an opportunity to get fathered by their father. Just lost, gone.
Hey, I got something for that too. We can keep going for a little bit longer. Listen, let's check this out. I was locked up before. When I was in the penitentiary, do you realize how many males do not have a father and are angry and mad about not having a father? And, I had an opportunity to be able to have conversations with some of these males because, I hung around Moors, Muslims, Islam. It's a difference in the penitentiary. But when you hang around these guys and they know that my pops is sending me money or doing things, they're like, you got your dad and your mama? He's doing this for you? Nigga, do you know how important that is to you? And not to me? You know what I mean? Like, it was a reality check because they would tell me. The Moors would tell me. The Moors would break it down. Not the average black dude, but the Moors, they had some type of knowledge about the situation or whatever. But like, dude, that's big. Your dad is still in your life. Do you know how many of us don't have our dad? And that put things in perspective too. The reason why I am like I am with my son. And I try to get there with my daughters. I have no clue how to deal with women. I got 7 sisters, or had 7 sisters. Had 7 sisters. A couple of them passed away. Rest in peace. I still have no clue how to deal with women.
7 sisters.
I don't know how to deal with women still. So that being said, I'm still trying to figure that out. But I know about how the men feel. I know about how the boys feel. So
it's a lot
I may be clueless at times dealing with my daughters.
It's a lot of women too that are angry that their fathers weren't there too, and that's why they go out here and
they mad at me.
Hypersexual or over sexualized, and then they going after. They get manipulated.
Yes, based off of their father not being there.
Correct. So it has boys and girls.
Man. My youngest daughter had the opportunity to have a father figure in her life. And me and the nigga don't get along, but at the same time, it's like he really doesn't realize how much I appreciate him because he probably helped fill the void of the father figure. Yeah, right. Of the father figure for her.
Right.
So now my oldest daughter, I don't know how she feels because she might have had that maybe. I don't know. I don't think so. that's the difference for her. But for my youngest daughter, she kind of thinks clearly. You know, she wasn't mad at me when she sees me in a relationship with my son and know that I treat my son a totally different way and see me maturing. But my oldest daughter kind of got mad at that. You know what I'm saying? So that was the difference, you know, I think. So I really appreciate dude. I just don't, you know, of course, me and him got our differences. You know, I probably never told him that shit, but, you know, probably never will, you know, unless he listens to the podcast. What's his last name? Mr. Davis or whatever. Listen to the podcast. You dig? I'm giving you, I'm commending you. You know, I'll probably never do it again, but I'm commending you. I'm going to give you your, you know what I mean, your props. Yeah. Because, they don't. That's maturity too. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to realize what you didn't do and got to appreciate what was done.
Right.
You know what I mean? You really do. You really do. That's growing up. That's maturity. Yeah. I'm trying to be all that. It's hard. It's hard. I'm trying to be mature and everything. You know, you dig? And to my oldest daughter, I don't know if she had that in her life or not, but I'm here. I love you, baby. I'm here. I don't know how to be there, but I'm trying to be here. I don't know if I'm supposed to pursue you, keep trying to call you, keep trying to do these things. I don't know. Yeah. No doubt. But to my son, he full of shit. I don't know what the hell he...
Well, you see,
that's my dude, though.
He probably gets, like, tainted by the mother.
Of course he does. He does. It's really always a 2 or 3 way street. Yeah. And he loves his mama. His mama's never wrong. This nigga come to me and tell me, Daddy, just please, just get along with mama. Just let her. Nigga, you don't tell your mama that. Mama, please, just get along with Daddy. He don't tell his mama that. He comes to me with this shit. And it pisses me off, but I still try to bend and fold based off of what he says. Just let her, just don't get mad, Daddy. You just, what? Like, why can't you go to her and say that shit?
Because he stayed with her.
Man. And then he would start some shit too. Really? Oh man, my dude is crazy. Trust me, you don't know the half of it. I ain't gonna tell all your business, son, but you are off the chain. His birthday October the 4th. Oh. What sign is he? I don't know.
He's a Libra.
Mm-hmm.
I think Libra men can be special. So I
don't know. Mm-hmm. I know his grandpa was a Libra on his mama's side. Because I think his birthday was the 3rd, and he was ended up being born on the 4th. She wanted him to be born on the 3rd. But yeah, man, I think it's very, very important.
For both parents to be there too.
Yeah, well, yeah, because if you pay attention to who you're dating when you want to have unprotected sex with, if you pay close attention to the situation,
but you're not even together.
You're not gonna have.
That's still starting off wrong. But I get what you
said. Yeah, it is all starting off wrong. But that's what I'm saying. Like, they gotta pay attention to all signs before you do shit like that. Before you do some dumb shit like that, like I did.
Yeah, it's dumb.
Yeah, 3 times. You know, I love all my kids. Don't get it twisted. But 3 different times. Well, actually, my first daughter was a condom baby because the condom got lost. I'm not sure what happened the second time. The 3rd time, it just didn't happen. My old ass just feel like I couldn't have kids no more. And some dumb reason, even though James Brown had a child at 69 before he died, I thought I couldn't have no kids no more. I just wasn't having them anywhere else. No. My ex didn't have none. She was my age though, so I should have realized her eggs was lied, died, and laid to the side. I just assumed nobody could have no kids. And then she telling me she pregnant. What? You're what? Pregnant? What? Then she lost the first baby, then the second baby. She pregnant to get pregnant again? What? Like, I'm a dumbass. Like, I'm a total dumbass to the whole situation. Like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? But it happened. Pay attention to who you lay with. Pay attention. If you have unprotected, y'all the same age and all that. Y'all young, in your 20s or whatever. Even teens.
You don't even know how to take care of yourself.
Yeah.
Let alone a baby.
Don't Look, I got a cousin, and he married my other cousin. There's two different sides of the family, but they're married now, right?
Mm-hmm.
I love them to death. You know what I like about them? They are getting older now. They in their 30s. They don't have no babies. And everybody, now that they married, everybody's like, oh, you going to have some babies? You going to have some babies? Because I mess with them too. And I'm like, I know y'all get tired of hearing this. It's like, yeah. You know, she need to go to school. He doing this and that. They don't, you know, they get tired of hearing that. But at the same time, they have no freaking babies in their 30s.
That's good. They can do what they want to do.
Yeah, they can do whatever they want to do.
Whatever.
And then if they decide, 40-something, have a couple kids, okay, they will. You know what I'm saying? And I'm cool with that too.
That's freedom.
Man, that's big freedom. Big freedom. And I envy them for that.
A lot of
damn,
people do.
like, damn. Y'all can do whatever y'all want to do. And I know people tell them that shit. Y'all can do whatever y'all want to do.
Freedom. And people don't understand.
You know what I'm talking about, Tutu? Sierra. Kids, you know who I'm talking about.
Kids stop your freedom.
Yes.
You can't go where you want to do. You
can't do shit. Yeah, shit changes. Everything changes.
Go spend your money where you want to.
No, everything is different. Yeah, everything is different.
They come first.
I thought my sister would have been like that for a long time. She got 2 kids now, a boy and a girl, and I think she probably done at this point, but she's still like 34. I think my cousin Tutu is like a little bit younger than her, but it's still the principle. Yeah. Him and his wife. Him and Kiara, yeah. And that's big. That's big. I so envy them for that shit. They so big with that shit. Like, y'all still don't have no kids? And I fuck with them. I'll be like, I ain't got no babies yet. And I say, I know you get tired of hearing that shit. Yeah. I ain't got no babies yet. She pregnant yet? You know what I mean?
And sometimes people are so used to, everybody don't have to have kids either. Everybody act like that. Having a kid with somebody doesn't
link the relationship better.
Doesn't keep them. They still gonna go do what they want to do because they're not your husband or your wife, so they have no commitment or obligation to you.
Even when they do got a commitment and obligation, that doesn't mean you have to have a baby.
Yeah, that don't mean nothing.
Yeah, that's big too. That means their relationship is on a whole other level. They didn't marry each other because they had babies. They not staying together because they got babies. They doing this shit because before that all that shit happened. Yeah. So that's big too. You right. Because if they had kids together, he'd be like, they together because they got the kids. Nah, it's different than that.
Yeah, that's good. And people like that need to be teaching these kids because whoever.
Right. You hear that too? You need to be teaching the class, cuz.
Right. Because these kids not learning.
Man, no. A lot of it, I didn't get it. But I'm looking at him like, I get it. Too late now, but I get it. You know what I'm saying? It's too late.
For the future.
Thank God I ain't got 20 kids. I only got a couple. You see what I'm saying? About 3 different women, 3 different kids. Thank God I ain't got 10, about 10 different women. You know what I'm saying? That would really be crazy.
And there's some men out here that got 10 kids or 13 kids. Or
my cousin, and cuz I'm talking about you too. You know who you are. He got 6. He's younger than me about a couple of years. Really? I'm 46. I think cuz is 44.
And how many kids he got?
16. If I'm not mistaken, he got 16 boys. Because I asked him for some money. He gave me some money and everything.
About how many women?
I'm not sure because majority of them, I don't even want to get him. I don't know.
I'm just saying there's no way.
Yeah, because this is the podcast. Everybody going to know who I'm talking about.
16 kids. What, you going to spend like 5 minutes on Zoom with them?
You said you trying to figure out how that happened.
Well, how you
they older now. They all get to the point to where they about to be over 18 and shit. Really? But he had them. He was doing what he did. Yeah. He was doing what he did. Trust me.
And people think that's a badge of honor.
Sometimes it feels like, and then when you think about it, I think he's realizing it's not a badge of honor.
For sure, ain't it?
Because when I was asking, I was asking him to help me. I said, "Cuz, help me out. I need some money." He was like, "Dude, I got 16 kids." And a lot of them is older, but it's just the principle. He's like, "I got 60, to take care of, look after, all that." And I'm like, "Damn, you do got 16 kids." Like, you saying it, put it in perspective for me, even though I should have known that already.
Yeah. there's no way that. What can you?
I mean, thank God he is a person that will try to do whatever he can for his kids.
What can you do for 16 kids though? I mean, what?
I don't want to put all his business out. Trust me, he was doing what he had to do.
I know, but I'm just saying.
He did what he had to do. Of course, they put him in jail a couple of times. He did what he had to do. But of course, it's different situations that he had to do to make sure he took care of his kids, and I understand that.
But how much could you possibly give 16? Unless you're a movie star or something. You know?
Right. He's none of those. He could have been, but he's none of those.
That's just really hard. You just making it hard on yourself. You know?
He wasn't trying to do that. It just happened.
What just happened? You just had 16 kids by accident? Is you crazy?
I'm protecting my cousin.
Whoa, no, you're not.
He said, what? What's my accident? Cuz, I'm sorry. I know you're going to cuss me out for this, but I love you.
I mean,
I ain't going to say your name, but you know who you are.
Like I said, when we young, nobody's teaching us the stuff we need to know.
Yeah. Sometimes we hear it. I think he got it.
Hear it, but
he got it, and I got it, but we didn't listen. You know, we was not listening.
Yeah, and I think we need to tell stuff in different ways.
Yeah, it has to be a different perspective to it.
Because, yeah, when they hear it.
Because I understand my dad now.
It's a joke.
My dad is, a preacher and all that, and he was telling me, find a woman to love. He didn't say it like that. He said it a whole nother way. Mm-hmm. Find somebody that love you more than you love them. He didn't say it in perspective like that. But now I get it. He said, find somebody to love you more than you love them, you'll never go wrong. Mm-hmm. He didn't say it like that.
Right.
He said it like, I'm trying to remember how he said it. But when my cousin Paul told me, Daddy told me, find somebody to love you more than you love them. I said, did you say it like that? He was like, that's what I meant. My mama got mad, but he was making a point and thinking about the point. If you find somebody to love you more than you love them, how can you go wrong?
Right.
Think about it. You're in a relationship with this person, and she love you more than you love you. She gonna take care of you and make sure you good and bring you up and make sure you up and make sure you down and all that. And that's the situation. I ain't saying use the person. That is not what he's saying, because if he see me in a situation of using people, he say you need to give back to her. While you still got her in your corner, before you lose her, make sure you're able to be there for her. Right. So I finally get what Pops was saying. Yeah, I'm just running my mouth. I hope the battery's still strong.
Yeah.
Hey, but yeah, real talk with Amir. We just on some shit, speaking on it. Everything else, I didn't even try to hide the people I was talking about. So I'm sorry if anybody's mad or anything, cause
ain't nobody listening to this. Ain't nobody listening to this. That's what I be saying.
They gonna start listening. That's what's gonna happen. They gonna start listening when we talking shit. They gonna start listening. Now we gonna know, because they gonna be like, man, you say you was talking about me. Yeah, but the moral of the story is, make sure you know who you laying down with without having unprotected sex with. You got to know them as an individual, as a person.
Character.
Yeah. Like, I'm going to even speak some names. Tutu. You married Kiara. You can lay down and have a baby with her, but you still choose not to. That's what I'm talking about. That's some shit. You know what I mean? If you decide to have a baby with her, who can get mad at you? That's some real shit, nigga. I told you, you like your pawpaw, man. That's some real shit. Because nobody else was able to do what you do. No kids. Still got the woman you love. You married her. And you still got no fucking kids. Nigga, I envy you, but I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. David Graham, my cousin. You know I'm proud of you. I envy you. You showed me what it takes to be a man. And he showed me what it took to be a man. Man, I had to show you who David is on Facebook so you can just at least look at the pictures.
That's good.
Yeah.
There needs to be more of that,
Yeah.
Just waiting.
Just
wait. Take your time.
Mm-hmm. He liked my stories too, but I mean, he know what's real and what's not. He know he can enjoy life through me, But he's not about to beat me because he has his wife and his kids to take care of.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And I hope I didn't get nobody in trouble.
You did.
Real Talk with Amir. It's
Yep.
Jason.
Go follow him on Facebook, Jason Williams. Okay, that's our talk for today. Thank everybody for listening. This was Real Talk with Amira. And wait, get married. Talk to your kids so they stop doing this stupid stuff.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. Love y'all. Have a good night.